Okay, take two. Hello, Internet. Don't mind that I'm filming this in what looks like a police interview. Um, c'est la vie. Um, I just, I suppose I wanted to go on here. I was watching back my first video, about the Taylor Swift, necklace and Hank Green pitching in on TikTok, and it just kind of had me thinking about, how we have discourse, uh, and how information gets exchanged and transferred and that sort of thing, um, in this new information age that we're living in. Um, because I've just been thinking about it, and I don't know. I suppose I think it's something that we're not talking about, particularly because of what we are talking about, which is kind of the point of this video. That did not make any sense, but it will. Um, maybe. Um, if I do my job right. Yeah. So, information and discourse. The sort of two. If you haven't watched the first video, go watch that first. The comments may or may not be on. Um, turns out YouTube doesn't like you using words related to, you know, certain ideologies. Um, but anyway, if you watch that video, kind of the point of what I'm saying to do with Hank Green is that, and how TikTok works as a platform, and like social media in general, I would say, I guess that's the point of this, is to broaden the scope of what I said in that video. Hank Green, in his response to Taylor Swift, which if you haven't seen it, watch my video, watch whatever. Um, what he wants to talk about are, and what he feels he should talk about are the people talking about that idea, the fans of, or people involved in Taylor Swift discourse. He's then having a discourse about fans of Taylor Swift and not engaging in the discourse that they're engaging in. And I suppose it just made me think. Well, fair warning, I am a philosophy student. Um, so that's what you get yourself in for. It made me think of Foucault's Panopticon, which I'm not an expert on. I'm not super well read on it, but just the general concept it made me think of, um, in the way the new information age works. Because you guys know the it's kind of like a common thing now, I think, to come up with the decline of journalism. Is instead of asking two people whether they're bringing on a person who thinks it's raining outside and a person who thinks it's not raining outside, and asking them to debate each other or something, why don't you just look out the fucking window and you'll find out, and report on that to get the weather. Um, so that with that sort of idea that that's what we're doing as opposed to what we should be doing, um, is just talking endlessly about other people. Um, I think that's the thing. I think everybody's sort of forgotten the skills, and especially with like AI and that sort of thing, we're not really fundamentally. I think a lot of people don't have the skills to look at evidence. My shadow. Sorry, I just noticed how big my shadow is on the wall because of this light. Ignore the fact that I look like I don't even know. This is really weird. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Sorry. Especially with AI and I mean, just generally, I think that there's always been a lot of lack of media literacy, and a lot of people who were never taught those kinds of skills. But especially with AI being sort of replaced as like a search engine, which it's not. if you want to look into like large language models, and why they're not, you know, good um, search engines, because that's not what they are. I'll link some videos in the description. But with you know, the people sort of not being able to, and being discouraged from, and having the tools to quote unquote look out the window for themselves taken away, we're just put in this endless pit of doing what we can do, which is have a lot of visibility of each other and police each other. You know, there's like Hank Green talking about those fans who had said that. You know, he's talking about something that is being said without looking into what is being said. And I mean, it's probably not a new take to say this, but I just think it needs to be pointed out, um, that it does seem to me to be a growing issue, especially with debate culture. I mean, and with the way TikTok works, and like short form content, because that is ultimately what short form content encourages, is to, because you can react a lot more quickly to a person than you can look into an idea. You know, if I were to say that like I hate K-pop Demon Hunters, I haven't seen it, please don't hate me in the comments, but if I were to say I hate K-pop Demon Hunters, because I just think that it promotes K-pop idolism, which is a harmful community. You know, I think a lot of people would ignore that, which I do know is an issue. A lot of people would ignore the evidence that I've given, wouldn't look into, and this is not saying that you should just take me at my word, because I know what I'm talking about. Obviously, not the point. But the the fundamental claim that I would be making there would be one about the industry, but reaction is I don't like K-pop Demon Hunters, boom, react. And this is like, you know, milk toast take, but like it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it says a lot about where media literacy is and where it's going. You know, this is something that's just going to get worse. And so I think we really just need to stop policing each other in reactionary ways. This isn't to say that we shouldn't hold people accountable. I just think holding people accountable in this way is not really holding people accountable, and it's not effective. You know, reactions to things are just never going to be sufficient. Um, and so, yeah, we're just kind of stuck, never looking, not to get more philosophical allegories, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like we're all living in Plato's cave, and the prisoners, instead of even looking at the fucking shadows, they're just arguing amongst themselves about what the shadows are. um, and then, you know, saying like, oh, this guy sucks because he always thinks it's a square, when actually it's, I don't know, a treasure chest. But he can't see that because he's just seeing the I fear I may have fully lost the plot. Um, as always in these, they devolve very quickly. But I don't know. I think I kind of said what I wanted to. Hopefully, it made some form of sense. And this one is thankfully not too long, so I don't know. We'll see how you guys like that. Let me know. Let me know if you like big long videos. I don't think I'm. If when I get better at like if when I write a script for once, I might make a long video then, because I don't want to waste your time, as I fear I do currently. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know. Chat with me in the comments. And hope you have a good one. And also, I promise I'm not being arrested or put on trial for something. uh, anyway, bye.